the Miami Heat this offseason, this free agency have made some big splashes, signing PJ Tucker, NBA champion, Kyle Lowry, NBA champion, and just making moves to make the team better to try and redeem that finals loss in the bubble a year ago. Um, what do you think do you like what the Heat have done first of all, and what do you think that they should do on top of that? Let's start off with AP this time.
Ooh, I mean, look, I'm liking what they did by getting Kyle Lowry there. Look, I mean,
Mm,
Jimmy is like he is a point guard-ish kind of guy, but he's not really like a true point guard player. Like,
yeah.
um, his passes aren't the best. I know Lowry's definitely better at that role than he is.
Mm,
Lowry might be old, but I mean, he can play really, really good defense, man, for his size. Um, and I mean, I know the Heat didn't really lack that defense with Bam and Jimmy there already, but adding to it certainly can't hurt. Um, what
yeah,
else we got?
100%. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
especially PJ Tucker is like one of the best corner three
yeah,
shooters in the league,
that's
and
right.
he's an insane defender.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
I mean, he wasn't giving KD trouble, but he kind of was a little bit. Like, you can't really give KD trouble. Like, he just tried to annoy the
Yeah.
guy.
And he was giving book trouble and stuff as
That's
well.
right. Yeah.
How about you, Liam? What are you thinking?
Look, I think it's an incredible opening day of free agency for the Heat. I reckon they're right up there in the top two seeds in the East. You got their starting five looking at Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robertson, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, Bam Adebayo. That is a menacing starting five, and you got Tyler Hero coming off the bench. Um, that's yeah, that's looking good if you ask me. They got Jimmy Butler, who's looking likely to sign on to a 4-year, $184 million max extension later in the week. So they've really set up nicely here. You know, they got Duncan Robinson, he re-signed as well, 5-year deal. Kyle Lowry, 3-year deal. Friends with Jimmy Butler. And look, you know, they got PJ Tucker for an absolute steal. You know, for $7.5 million a season. You know, you're adding that veteran. He's just won a championship, and you know, I think for me that the Heat are going to bounce back in a big way, and probably see some bubble like ball from the Heat next season.
That's right.
I'm pretty surprised that he got signed for so little. I know he's old, but
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
he's a starter in a championship team,
Mm.
and I feel like he's worth. He probably could have got a 1-year deal for that amount of money that he got over 2 years. So, a bit of a head scratcher for me, to be honest. Not sure why they didn't. No one else would have paid him a little bit more, especially
Yeah.
someone like Milwaukee, who could have like definitely used him
Like,
back
re-signed him.
door.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
re-signed him and run
Yeah.
it back. Especially
Mm.
after winning the finals.
Yeah, and he
Uh,
probably would have re-signed for the same money, right? Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's an interesting one. Like, obviously, the Heat and they've done a lot in this off season. Clearly, you know, kind of having all of this to fall on day one of free agency.
mm,
And you know, PJ Tucker's obviously bought into that and believes that the Heat are probably the team to be on in the East this season. You know, to contend against the Nets and contend against his former team, the Bucks. You know, will we see the Celtics kind of bounce back? Jason Tatum's only going to get better. What are the 76ers going to do? You know, the East is getting competitive in those top five teams. You got the Hawks as well, who surprised so many this season. You
and
know,
the
so
Nets,
I
of
think
course,
maybe PJ Tucker is making that move to make the Heat the kind of the team in the East.
and Washington. Got way better adding Kyle Kuzma. Um,
They
What?
also
What?
just a bit of breaking news for you a few hours ago. Spencer Dinwiddie, I think, is signing for the Wizards. I believe I
I
heard
Oh,
think
that.
you're right. Yeah, they need a point guard to replace good old Russell Westbrook in Washington. So
that's
Mm.
right, mate.
good to hear.
Also,
But anyways, with Mavs, the Miami Heat. I'm gonna take a little bit of a different stance here. I'm thinking that have they been too short-sighted with their signings? Obviously, they re-signed Jimmy Butler to a 4-year, I think $140 million deal, something around those
180.
numbers.
180.
180. Wow. And then now
it's on
you're
max.
signing Kyle Lowry. He's pretty old too.
Yeah,
Um, and you're signing him to let me just double check my numbers here. 3-year, $90 million deal.
that's pretty cheap, bro. I reckon.
I mean, but you're locking yourself in for 3 years. Is this team too old? That's my
Ah.
concern. Jimmy Butler's getting up there in age. He's 30s. Lowry's in his 30s. And it's not
PJs.
they have their young PJ's in his 30s. They have their young core, with Nunn, Hero, Bam, Robinson. They're going to be great. But yeah, are they too old? Because I don't look, that team isn't winning the finals. I'm sorry, Heat fans, if you're watching this. That team's not winning the finals. Lowry,
That's
Butler, Duncan Robinson, PJ Tucker, and Bam, that's not winning the finals. No, that's not even beating the Nets. That's not beating the Nets.
Wow.
That might not even beat Boston.
Mate. You're doing them dirty, mate. They could, mate.
Let's just
Yeah, look, if I'm the Heat, I'm pretty excited about that. I reckon they've made two really great additions in Lowry and PJ. Obviously, that Lowry and Butler connection. I think they're both fantastically defensively. We know what Bam can do defensively. So kind of that building that defense first team is almost we saw the Bucks do it in adding Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Giannis, obviously one of the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
So kind of that defense wins championships mentality to combat the offense heavy Nets.
But
Celtics
let me read this out. If they're so defensive heavy,
okay,
right?
Mm.
Their playoff series against the Bucks. Obviously, the first game was close, OT. They won by 2, but then after that, game 2, 132 to 98. 113 to 84, 120 to 103. Bucks blew them out the last 3 games of that series. Is adding Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker from the Bucks. I guess that's a decent.
And stealing the Bucks' best player.
Is that enough to put them in the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference? I don't think so, to be honest. So I'm pretty pessimistic on the Miami Heat. They could have. I feel like they're just a bubble phenomenon.
Wow.
Oh.
A bubble phenomenon. They haven't done anything since. 6th in the Eastern Conference. Swept the first round of the playoffs. Adding Kyle Lowry from the Toronto Raptors. I believe the Toronto Raptors didn't even make the playoffs.
I mean, don't forget also, they had like a really small break from the last season's end to this season. I mean, it showed with like the Lakers as well, like a lot of injuries there, a lot of sore legs. So, I mean, hopefully adding, Lowry, who's like a nice leader, as well as Jimmy, will help develop the young guys again, mate. Give them that discipline, you know what I mean? Because I feel like Tyler Hero and all their young guys were kind of lacking. Bam kind of slowed down towards the end of the season. So I'm sitting with them threes.
And I think one big thing that we're forgetting to consider with talking about these playoff predictions is the play-in tournament will be coming back next season. So are the Heat good enough to win the one game against like a 10th seed Bulls, 10th seed Hornets?
I think so.
I don't think they need to worry about that being a top 3 seed in the East.
Oh, you're dreaming, mate.
I'm telling you. I'm excited. I'm excited about what the Heat have built in this first day of free agency.
So what are your predictions for the win-loss this season, Liam?
I'm going a 50+ win season for the Heat. Jimmy Butler, we saw what he did against the Lakers. I think he's going to make this team his. He's going to lead from the front. Kyle Lowry, absolute champion player in the NBA, showed what he could do in that finals run with Kawhi. He's going to play that second fiddle to the kind of similar-ish player in Jimmy Butler. I'm not saying Jimmy and Kawhi are the same player. I'm not saying that. Bam Adebayo, he's only going to get better. He's still super young. And watch Duncan Robinson have probably I'm going to put him up there in the most improved kind of category for the next season.
Nah, mate, he's garbage. Nah, he's good. All right, AP, what do you and playoffs, Liam? What do you think that they're going to do in the playoffs? Another first round sweep?
Look, I reckon they're either losing in the semi or the conference final. I think if they come up against the Nets, it depends where the Nets are in comparison, but I don't think they're good enough to beat the Nets. In terms of the 76ers or Bucks, I reckon they can give them a really good run for their money. And we don't know what Celtics are going to do. I think they need to make some moves. I don't think Tatum and Brown on their own are good enough to beat this Heat team as it currently stands.
How about you, AP, mate?
I'm gonna go a bit less bold than Liam here. I do agree that the team is a lot more stacked, but 50 plus is a big ask. I'm looking at mid 40s, mid 40 win team. Um, it's whether or not they do well in the playoffs really, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, like Mike said, I don't see them beating the Nets. Like they're not a better team than the Nets, because no
No.
one on that team is like lethal offensively. You know what I mean? And you still need someone like that on your team. I feel like.
Yeah, like a
Um,
closer. I
yeah,
guess Jimmy Butler's kind of a closer.
yeah, but he's all right. But 20, what does he average? 20 a game? 20 something a game?
Yeah.
That's not a closer, bro. Closer gets you like high 20s.
Depends when they do it.
Yeah, it
Is
does,
all
Yeah,
but I
I'll
mean,
true.
look, man.
Like your garb in closing time, man.
Yeah, if he doesn't average high 20s.
Yeah. I think look, I know I was kind of roasting the Heat a little bit, but I'm gonna say a high 40 win season. Obviously we're gonna have 82 games again this year, so that might inflate the numbers a bit. But yeah, I'm going high 40s, but I think that they'll either get swept the first or second round.
Oh, what? Mate, they got
No, they won't
championship
get swept. They'll
experience,
lose in
mate.
six. They're gonna lose in six. They're gonna lose in six to the Milwaukee Bucks again.
Oh, that would suck, man, if that happened.
Yeah, and Giannis is gonna get revenge on PJ for leaving him.
Oh,
He's gonna be like,
mate.
"You're a dog, mate."
Give him the
Um,
old GG, mate.
yeah. So look, I don't think they're a top three seed. I definitely think that that's firmly in the hands of the Sixers, the Nets, and the Bucks. And then with the fourth seed either being, or maybe the Heat are a fourth seed. I'm gonna go Heat fourth seed, 47 wins. Swear, they're gonna lose in six in the second round. Quote me on that. I'm right. It's gonna happen. Trust me.
That's fair, I guess.
That's
But we'll see, man. The
400.
Heat sometimes do some crazy shit, man. I mean,
Yeah.
didn't they like? Yeah, they did some. They beat like they always just beat Boston like every
They beat,
time,
they beat
every
that
time they verse them.
they beat that number
Yeah,
one seed Bucks team in the bubble if you remember as
yeah,
well.
that's right.
Yeah, the bubble's different though. Tyler Hero's just a bubble player. He's been garbage ever since. Jason Tatum alluded to it in the Team USA scrimmage against the preparation team and the USA select team, and he's right. Hero's
Oh
a
mate,
bubble phenom, and everywhere else is garb. So
I mean, we'll see, mate. Isn't it like his second season or third season, mate?
yeah,
It's
and he's
yeah,
got a kid now. You know, it's probably gonna be tired changing diapers and whatnot. So
mate.
shout out to Tatum again. Anyways, that's pretty much it for our Miami Heat free agency video. If you guys have any comments, do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think AB is an idiot for
For what, mate? Think
I don't
I'm an
know,
idiot, mate. You suck.
just in general? Or do you think Liam's an idiot for thinking they're going 50 plus? Let us know in the comments, and we're gonna reply to every comment and maybe give us some video ideas if you want us to talk about any
That's
topics.
right.
If not, we'll see you next week on NBA Mornings with the Unanimous Sports.